All right, boxing fans, so let's discuss what happened last night with Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson and everything else in between. When this fight first got announced, it was one of these fights that it was a 50-50 for me. I could not call who was going to be the winner. It was one of these fights where you had to see it to believe it on who was going to come out on top. When I was covering Teo's side and everything that I liked about Teo, speed, power, athleticism, explosive, Teo is the most creative fighter in boxing when I cover his fights. When I cover Teofimo Lopez as a fighter, the most creative fighter in boxing. The way he sets up his shots, the way he finds his openings, with his foot movement, with his counter punching, Teo, no doubt about it, is an elite fighter. And then I'm moving over to plus his experience with Lomachenko and Josh Taylor, especially the age that he did it at when he stepped up and beat Lomachenko and how he beat Lomachenko. And then one of his best, if not the best performance when he fought Josh Taylor. So I liked his experience over Shakur's. But then I'm leaning over towards Shakur and I'm like, you know what? It's no secret that Shakur has the best defense in boxing, right? It's no secret. And then the fighter that gets hit the least in the game. And then what Shakur showed us last night, one of the best ring IQs, and if not the best ring IQ in boxing, being a great counterpuncher himself. Not as much experience with elite fighters in that ring as Teo, but doesn't mean Shakur can't fight at that level, which he just showed us last night. He made an elite fighter look like an average fighter. Shakur is one of those fighters like Floyd Mayweather, Andre Ward, Terrence Bud Crawford. Are we ever going to see Shakur be defeated in this game, knowing his specific style? His style, again, runs off the point system. Shakur is there to out-jab you, out-ski you, outclass you, outperform you, out-experience you. He's out to do everything better than you in every single category. And at this level, I don't think Shakur can knock any opponent out or stop this opponent. At this level, with these elite fighters, he's there, again, to dominate you and make the scorecards as wide as possible. And I personally don't think that Shakur should go back down to 135. I personally think Shakur should stay at 140. He dominated Teo far more than he dominated William Zepeda. 140 is the weight class for Shakur Stevenson, and I know Shakur says that he's a natural 135 pounder, but 140 is his weight class, and we even have to see if he looks better at 147 against Conor Benn, if that fight can happen. Another video for a different day. Shakur, with his defense, strictly his jab, moving on the outside, on the inside, fighting in the mid-range, it's just as simple as that. He made an elite fighter look like an average fighter with his defense, with his ring IQ, the speed, the power. Shakur's punches were far more effective than Teo's. And I thought Teo was the faster fighter. I thought Teo was a more explosive fighter. I thought Teo was a more powerful fighter. But from what it looked like last night, everything was on Shakur's side. Speed, power, the angles, creating angles for himself when Teo was moving in and trying to make any type of contact with Shakur. Shakur was in his face all day. Pop, pop, pop. Defense, movement, fighting on the inside, on the outside. Pop, pop. Just catching Teo with that jab, throwing him off his entire game. And I believe he fought the best version of Teo. Not only fighting on the back foot, but also pushing back Teo. And Teo is definitely more of the pressure fighter. He pressures when he wants to and if he needs to. But backing up Teo with that jab, 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 jab. Backing up, turning Teo. Jab, jab in his face all night. It was the defense and the jab, the movement, the counter punching. It's just as simple as that. Made an elite fighter look like an average fighter, and Teo could not adapt. Teo had no plan B. Teo could not adjust in any type of way. And again, I believe Shakur fought the best version of Teofimo Lopez. And you guys saw what Teo posted on his story. I would absolutely love to see Teofimo Lopez move up to 140 based off of his 147. Excuse me. I would love to see him move up to 147, what he posted on his story. It's that time. It's that time for Teofimo Lopez. I'm not saying that him being at 140 for X amount of years had anything to do with his performance, but fresh new weight class. And I believe Teo will be a champion. Just because Teo lost to Shakur Stevenson doesn't justify Teo's career that he's not an elite fighter. Teo is the one who stepped up and fought Shakur when Pitbull Cruz denied it, when Frank Martin denied it, when Lomachenko plain and simple said no, and then him and Tank going back and forth. Teo was the one who stepped up and gave Shakur that opportunity. That was Shakur's moment in his career, and that was the opportunity in the moment Shakur was looking for. He just needed the opportunity, and Teo is the one who stepped up and gave it to him, because Teo is here to fight the best, and you cannot say that about a lot of your guys' favorite fighters. Teo is the one who stepped up, and that's exactly why I respect him as a fighter and as a champion, and I believe he will be a champion at 147. We just have to wait in the future to see what Teo actually decides to do. But Teofimo Sr. needs to take a back seat, and I would absolutely love to see Teo not only move up to 147, but with a fresh new team. Maybe Robert Garcia, and if Teo actually really decides to make that move, which I believe that he will, and if Shakur actually campaigns at 140 and he stays there in that weight division, why not let Teo train with Shakur Stevenson's team? I think it'll be good for him. I think it's good for Senior to take a back seat, because the communication in that corner last night, I don't even want to say nothing about it. You guys heard it. You guys seen it for himself. Like, Senior was, what's going on? You need to hit him. Where's your power gone? You're going to hate yourself.
You got to hit him, bro. Let's go. You're going to hate yourself. Take this round, Phil. Take it.
What type of communication is that as a coach? What type of game plan are you going to come up with from looking on the outside in? You have another pair of eyes in there for Teo. Let him know what to do. I know Teo's beating himself up for it, saying that, I didn't listen to my corner. I wasn't following instructions. There wasn't much instructions to give. As
I did poorly on not listening to my team. That's on me. Take it on the chin. My team did a phenomenal job. They had great guidelines. They had great instructions. I just didn't listen tonight.
As far as adapting, as far as plan B, it was just a hot mess in Teo's corner. The energy was down. I didn't like anything about Teo's corner. And plain and simple, even if Teo tried to do something, try to mix it up, I think just Shakur's game plan, his style, everything about Shakur, it was just Shakur's night, plain and simple. Like, even Teo leaping in, was getting caught with that jab. Teo trying to create different angles for himself, fighting off the back foot, getting caught with that jab. He was going in, Shakur using his defense, counter punching, popping him with that jab all night, moving to the back, and then moving to on the front foot, jab, jab, jab. I mean, I don't think there was a plan A or a plan B for Teofimo Lopez, and it's just as simple as that. Again, be an elite fighter and made him look like an average fighter. Other than that, let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know what you think about this take. Let me know if you guys actually want to see Shakur move up to 147 and fight Conor Benn. Who knows how good Shakur is going to look. I actually think Shakur beat Teo far better than he beat William Zepeda, and 140 is where he should be at until we see him fight at 147 with Conor Benn. Another video for another day, which I will cover, but 140 is where Shakur could be. I know he likes to say he's a natural 135 pounder, but based off that performance, why not stay at 140? Let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know if you guys think Teo should get a new team, if he should move up to 147. In my personal opinion, I want to see both. Senior needs to take the back seat. It was a hot mess in his corner last night. Let me know what you guys think about this take. Congratulations to Shakur, and congratulations to Teofimo Lopez for giving Shakur his moment and his shot that he's been looking for his entire career, because all these fighters just didn't want to fight Shakur. They didn't want to give him his moment. So I respect Teo for that. Congratulations to him and his team as well. Let me know what you guys think about this take. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.